Hey guys, this is Cam315 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review for you guys. And we're back with My Hero Academia manga chapter 341 titled The Story of How We All Became Heroes, minus our part -1 or -1 or something like that. Whatever. Yeah, this chapter essentially covers the villain side of things in this chapter, which we get a pretty big revelation and stuff like that at hand. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, the first half of this chapter essentially covers, well, crazy blood-sucking girl Toga. And it wouldn't be such a insane chapter if we got some disturbing scenes. The cover page is already, I guess you can say freaking just it's essentially Toga in her school outfit, just covered in an immense or an increased amount of blood. Yes, insane. Anyways, we see Toga essentially, go back and go into her old house where she used to live in when she was a kid before she ended up going. Well, she was already cuckoo back then and stuff like that. And you just have like, different types of graffiti on the walls pertaining to Toga, like, vampire demon's lair and stuff like that. All these derogatory terms to Toga and stuff like that. And she's trying to remember all the things that people said about her and everything as she's walking through her house and everything, like the fact like no one will ever accept you the way you are. You can't just live as you please all the time. Nobody can. Himiko's face is too scary, and stuff like that. Restrain yourself for once. She gets into her old room. There's like this big freaking idiot graffiti mate thing going up there. Vampires also there too, and stuff like that. And essentially she goes on to, make the mention of the fact that, when she was younger in bed, she would always go on and say, like, I wish I could be a little freaking bird and everything, she goes on and say, I want to be like Kay, those dimples when she so smile. Or when those dimples when she starts to smile, they're so lovely. And at this meantime, we get kind of like a flashback to where she's actually like in her sleep, waking up, like biting her own like freaking arm and actually like cutting it and freaking sipping the blood out of her own arm. This is very disturbing. Again, like I said, I know Toga is like, for some reason, people's fan favorites. I like Toga, not to the crazy part of like, people freaking loving her like damn near like freaking thirsty for him. Like, you people and these crazy bitches, essentially. Why you guys fall for crazy ones? It's like I said, you can go be in the crew with Toga and Vanica from Black Clover. I'm not about that. I want some crazy psychotic chick. And again, like I said, for people, this chapter also further shows that Toga at this point in time, because I know there was a whole outgoing thing of, oh, can Toga be saved and everything, and well, maybe she has some sort of change in her, especially the Choco plot line she has with her. Listen, this chapter again goes into further detail. Listen, what Toga needs is she needs to go into a mental asylum and be checked into prison, because not only she's killed thousands of people, she is a nut job, a nutcase, as Dobby said later in the chapter. The thing is, she's just insane, because as I'm saying, she's like, whenever she says a dream of hers was every night I dream of a dancing red sparrow. It does a tap dance on my tummy. And essentially the reason why she said red sparrow, because it's covered in blood. And she says, this said red sparrow says, sooner or later it rips my tummy often and dances a jig inside me. It stains me red all over, making me oh so cute. Such a pleasant dream, makes me so happy. Yes, so people who think Toga can be saved, this chapter utterly refuses the fact that, guess what? There's no chance in hell Toga is being saved. She's already has this idealistic thinking about blood and killing and all this just disturbing stuff. And she's a psychotic person. You can't save people like that as much as you want to. The only saving you can do for them is put them in prison and hope they never break out. So for people saying they could potentially save Toga, there's no chance in saving Toga. Toga at this point in time is too damn crazy. She's too damn psychotic. You saw what she did in the war arc after freaking Twice is dead, which we'll get into in a bit. She went berserk. Craziness. So yeah. Anyways, Dobby shows him, and essentially he's like, I never knew you had a heart. You're a crazy person. But even you can get caught up in emotion and stuff like that. And now Toga's like, I just kind of wanted to go by and see my old house, that is, and stuff like that. Now Dobby goes and say, oh, okay, but are you ready for what's gonna come and stuff like that? And Toga's like, what's that might be? And essentially Dobby's like, well, it's putting an end to this rotten world. And obviously Toga's like, well, you see, buddy, it's kind of a little late to ask that now. We're already too far into this situation, so I guess we're good and stuff like that. So yeah. And Dobby goes and say, whether we're crying or smiling, the sun will come out tomorrow. So I say, let's smile, Hamiko Toga. It's why we live our lives and stuff like that. Now, we see Dobby, essentially putting Toga's old house on fire. Toga's like, you're gonna get us caught and everything, but Dobby's like, we're not gonna get caught. He's like, listen, where society's at now, we're not gonna get caught. He's like, it's not much kindness so much as twisting the knife and endeavor anymore, and stuff like that. And essentially, the next scene or the last scene involving Dobby and Toga is the fact we find out that Dobby, before Gigantomachia whisked us away, he made sure to grab a little bit or get a vial of blood from Twice. And we all know what happens if Toga uses somebody's blood of somebody she deeply cares or loves for. She can access that person's said quirk. And now she has Twice's blood, which means, and we know she deeply cared and loved Twice, which means she, and what Dobby later says, like, we can now continue that sad man's parade, essentially. So essentially, the next time we're going to see Toga, she's going to be transforming into Twice and use his quirk. And 9 out of 10 times, no, what am I saying? 9 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times, she's going to freaking use Sad Man's Parade. Oh, God. Yeah. The crazy thing is, this isn't just pure insanity. From all sorts of standpoints. We already know how OP Sad Man's Parade is. It was the reason why Hawks had no choice but to kill Twice, because he knew if this guy unleashes Sad Man's Parade, we are done. And talk about a way of using Sad Man's Parade to shock the heroes and not see this coming. I watched other videos too. Some people think this could also be another way to potentially bring Twice back to life, although it's going to be a much weaker Twice that can't take a hit to save his life. It could be a potential way to bring Twice back to life. And that's even another problem within its own thing, because then guess what? Said Twice can probably use more Sad Man's Parade. And just finding this revelation out, it's very scary. And at first it's like, okay, yeah, the heroes still stand no chance, but okay, maybe something can happen. But now the fact that Toga has Twice's blood, that is a huge, and I mean huge, game changer for where this second final war can take battle. Because listen, if Toga transforms into Twice and unleashes Sad Man's Parade, how are the heroes going to overcome this? How are the heroes going to overcome this? Unless, I guess, Deku uses some sort of 100%, freaking Air Force smash or something that freaking, takes them all out in one hit. But We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, um, hold on a quick second. Anyway, sorry for that quick thing. Anyways, we cut back over to All for One and his operations with Spinner. Yes, the guy from season 5 that got his backstory cut off that everybody freaking complained about because Spinner's important, even though I don't care what anybody says. Spinner is not even as important on the standards of a Dobby or freaking, Toga. Like, my God, Twice is even a much better character than him, and he barely did anything throughout the entire series. But we're gonna get up in arms because Spinner didn't get his backstory told the right way, and we think Spinner is such a great character. Okay, yeah. All right, he's a mutant. What other than that, the fact that he's a mutant and he's essentially the My Hero Academia version for obviously people of color and stuff like that out, because we know in the My Hero Academia society, mutants are somewhat frowned upon and people just don't like them and stuff like that. But other than that, what else is Spinner special at? I don't care what anybody says. You can leave a dislike, you can leave a comment saying, stop hating on Spinner, you're just a hater, and you're just a freaking supporter of all these other dudes. Spinner brings nothing to the story. I guarantee you can take Spinner out of the story and replace him with somebody else. It would be the same exact plot point. He brings nothing. Hell, you take him out of the story completely, he brings nothing. No impact moment, nothing. Anyways, he goes on to check frickin' Shigaraki that's over dang near here trying to fight off what Star and Stripe was doing, almost dead. My goodness, but All for One's like, he's good. He's making great progress, even though he looks like he's in a freaking pain and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, Skeptic comes over and talks to Spinner and says, I'm pretty sure you know what proportion of villain designated criminals are heteromorphs, aka mutants. Plenty of mutants hold deep grudges against so-called heroes. No matter how hard the heroes and the government have tried to illuminate our society, the light can't reach every dark corner. It begins with wannabes copying your costume, but now you're guiding light for heteromorphs everywhere. When the League of Villains was starting out, the world was exposed to you, your look, your form. We have remained, have paved the way, and stuff like that. And obviously, Spinner's like, you're saying I'm some sort of messiah to these people and stuff like that? You're joking. I'm only here for Shigaraki, and stuff like that. But the thing is, Skeptic goes on to say, but the die is already cast. No going back now. The escaped convicts are one matter, but common rosters in the street await your lead. Though Reed Destro can no longer pull the trigger, you can. And essentially, All for One's like, you see, with your steps, you can give them the necessary courage to rebel and everything and stuff like that. And essentially, Spinner's like, no more thinking it over. I'm only here for your sake, Shigaraki. So he's willing to do it, but at the end of the day, we know he's doing it for Shigaraki's sake. In the last panel of the pages is a standpoint. We see just a bunch of mutants that could be led, that more than likely to be led by Spinner to, I guess you can say, be led more than likely by Spinner to stop obviously the heroes and stuff like that. And we actually see the slime creature from the first chapter, our first episode of My Hero Academia, that almost freaking killed Deku and even Bakugo and stuff like that. So yeah, and then the chapter ends off with All for One saying, know this, Uguchi, everyone can be somebody's hero. That's where the chapter ends off. So things are going on. We already know about the freaking Twice plot. That's big. And then the freaking Spinner stuff, insane. But other than that, good chapter. Builds more of the villain side of things. So I'm guessing we're gonna get 2 more chapters of this, because we saw the 3 chapters worth of how we all became the world's greatest heroes and stuff like that. So I'm guessing we're gonna get 2 more chapters of this. But yeah, but also let you know, My Hero Academia is going on break, so we're not gonna have a chapter next week, but the chapter after, but the week after, that's when we're gonna chapter. So it's going on break. Sucks, but it is what it is. But anyways, I'm your guy for guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode chapter review of My Hero Academia. Thoughts on what was revealed here, your thoughts on Toga and stuff like that. And your thoughts on Spinner, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. Until then, guys, I'm Gallagher. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day or night over checking this video. Until then, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.